The BYD Dolphin sold over 367,000 units globally in 2024, making it one of the best-selling compact electric cars on the planet. But here's something even Dolphin owners don't realize. The cute hatchback sitting in their driveway is hiding more secrets than the 200-page owner's manual ever bothers to explain. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 11 genuinely hidden features, design Easter eggs, software tricks, performance modes, and engineering surprises that the BYD Dolphin tries very hard not to advertise. Some of these will save you money, some of these will change how you use the car, and at least one of them is sitting in your cabin right now, completely unused. Let's go. Welcome back. Before we get into this, a quick note on methodology. Every feature in this video has been cross-referenced with BYD's official specification documents, Euro NCAP testing data, owner forum reports, and the V2 OTA release notes from late 2025. If a claim doesn't have a verifiable source, it's not on this list. Counting down from 11 to 1, here are the BYD Dolphin's best-kept secrets. Number 11. The hidden sunglasses holder and the shopping bag hook nobody mentions. Look up. Right there, just above the driver's side door, is a small, unmarked panel that almost everyone assumes is a vent or a dummy trim piece. It's not. Push it gently, and a spring-loaded sunglasses holder pops open, perfectly sized for a standard pair of aviators or wayfarers. Push it again, and it tucks itself flush back into the headliner. But that's only half of this secret. Walk around to the passenger side and look just past the glove box. There's a small fixture that looks like a decorative cap. Push it inward and rotate, and a hidden shopping bag hook appears designed specifically to keep your takeaway bags or grocery items from rolling around the footwell on the way home. Neither feature is mentioned in the standard delivery walkthrough most BYD dealers give buyers, and neither is highlighted in the marketing material. They're small, but they're the kind of details that show how much engineering thought went into a 4,290mm hatchback most people dismiss as just a cheap EV. BYD claims approximately 20 individual storage spaces throughout the cabin, and most owners can't name more than 5 of them. Number 10. The door handles are shaped like dolphin flippers. This sounds absurd until you see it in person. Run your hand across the exterior door handle of a BYD Dolphin, and you'll notice the silhouette isn't a generic rectangle, it's been deliberately sculpted to mirror the shape of a dolphin's flipper. It's a design Easter egg that connects the car to BYD's Ocean Series naming convention, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. The flipper motif also extends to the cabin, where the dashboard's flowing curves were inspired by ocean waves and the steering wheel detailing carries through the marine theme. BYD's design team, led by Wolfgang Egger, a former Audi and Lamborghini designer, embedded these motifs deliberately throughout the vehicle. The Dolphin isn't just named after a marine animal. The entire vehicle is shaped around one. None of this is documented in the user manual, but every owner I've spoken with discovers it eventually, usually after months of ownership. It's the kind of thoughtful detail that the German legacy brands used to be known for and increasingly aren't. Number 9. The start button is hidden behind the steering wheel. First-time Dolphin drivers consistently struggle with the same question. Where is the start button? You won't find it on the center console, and it's not on the dashboard. The Dolphin's start-stop button is mounted in a horizontal recess directly behind the steering wheel on the steering column itself, sitting almost flat. It's a deliberate ergonomic choice. Your right hand naturally falls to that location after fastening the seatbelt, but it's so non-obvious that BYD dealers have to actively show buyers where it is. Once you know it's there, it becomes one of the most intuitive layouts in any modern EV. Once you don't, you spend 10 minutes wondering if your car is broken. This is the kind of design decision that rewards familiarity, but punishes first impressions. And it's the single most common "I had no idea" moment among new Dolphin owners. The placement is intentional. BYD's UX team wanted to free up the center console for storage and shortcuts, and pushing the start button onto the column gave them an additional half-liter of cabin storage. Small win, but a real one. Number 8. Your voice control no longer needs the wake word, but only if you've updated. Here's a feature most Dolphin owners don't know they have. The V2 over-the-air update, which BYD began rolling out in late October 2025 across Europe and continued deploying into early 2026, fundamentally changed how the Dolphin's voice assistant works. Before V2, you had to either press the steering wheel mic button or say "Hi BYD" before issuing any command. After V2, the system supports continuous listening for a configurable window after the first command. So you can say, "Open the windows," and immediately follow with, "and turn on the AC" without re-triggering the side assistant. The update also introduced an improved English language voice model, better radio reception, a redesigned home screen UI, and offline map support. If your Dolphin is still on V1X firmware, you're missing all of this. The update is free, delivered over the air, and takes approximately 30 minutes to install. BYD pushed approximately 200 separate software updates to its fleet last year alone. For context, Toyota pushed 8. If you haven't checked your software version recently, you should. Settings, System Info, Software Version, that's where you check it. Hit that subscribe button. Right now, we're working on a full, deep dive video on every BYD OTA update from 2024 to 2026, and exactly which features your specific model is entitled to. Number 7. The 12.8-inch screen rotates by voice command. Most Dolphin owners know the central touchscreen rotates between landscape and portrait orientation. Fewer know that you can trigger the rotation through the BYD Assistant voice system. Just say, "Rotate screen," and it physically pivots. No touchscreen interaction required. The rotation isn't cosmetic. In portrait mode, the navigation system can display significantly more vertical road ahead of you, which is genuinely useful on long highway routes where you want to see upcoming exits sooner. There's also a hidden customization layer most users never touch. Swiping down from the home screen reveals a configurable shortcut menu where you can pin frequently used functions, climate presets, drive modes, charging settings into a single quick access tile. By default, the shortcuts are mostly empty. By configuring them, you can replicate Tesla-style rapid access to functions that otherwise require 3 or 4 menu taps. This single bit of customization probably saves the average commuter 10 or 15 seconds per drive and a few hours per year. One quirk to be aware of: the screen automatically returns to landscape when you switch to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, since those interfaces are designed for landscape only. Number 6. V2L turns your Dolphin into a 3.3 kilowatt portable power station. This is the secret that camping enthusiasts have figured out and almost nobody else has. The BYD Dolphin supports vehicle-to-load output through its charging port with a maximum continuous output of 3.3 kilowatts. Using BYD's compatible adapter, although the standard included adapter is rated at 2.2 kilowatts and supplies up to 210 amp household sockets. What does that actually mean? Real-world tests by independent reviewers have demonstrated the Dolphin powering a full off-grid campsite, a 1.2-volt fridge, induction cooktop, lighting, phone charging, and even a small portable air conditioner for roughly 4 full days from a single 60.48 kilowatt-hour battery charge. The car continues to provide power even when fully turned off and locked. For emergency household power during outages, the Dolphin can run Essentials fridge, lights, modem, phones for over 24 hours from a partial charge. This feature alone justifies the cost of the adapter, which most owners never even buy. In countries that experience grid instability or rolling blackouts, this turns a Dolphin into a genuine resilience asset for the household. Number 5. Your Dolphin has a built-in karaoke system with 100,000 plus songs. This one sounds like a joke until you actually try it. BYD partnered with Stingray and Singing Machine to deliver the Stingray Karaoke app, which is integrated directly into the Dolphin's infotainment system. The library contains over 100,000 tracks with synchronized on-screen lyrics that activate when the vehicle is parked. There's a globally available wireless microphone accessory, the Singing Machine BYD microphone, that pairs directly with the system and includes vocal effects and live pitch detection scoring. The audio plays through the cabin's tuned speaker system, calibrated by BYD's audio engineering team for acoustic balance, and on higher trim Dolphin variants, the system has been compared favorably against considerably more expensive in-car systems. It is, if you want it to be, a fully functional mobile karaoke booth. Whether that's a feature you actually use depends entirely on your personality, but it's there, and most owners have no idea. BYD has been quietly building this kind of in-cabin entertainment ecosystem across all its Ocean series models, and the Dolphin gets the same software stack as the much pricier Han. Number 4. The heat pump that quietly extends your winter range by 10%. Cold weather range collapse is the single biggest practical problem with electric cars in the real world. The Dolphin solves this with an integrated heat pump system that the marketing barely mentions. The system pulls residual heat from the powertrain, the battery, the cabin, and even the ambient environment, then redirects it to wherever heat is needed. Operating range: minus 30 degrees Celsius to plus 40 degrees Celsius. Real-world impact: BYD's official figures show the heat pump improves winter driving range by over 10% compared to a resistive heating system and increases overall thermal efficiency by approximately 15% in cold conditions. The minimum energy consumption rating sits at 10.3 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers, which is genuinely impressive for a B-segment hatchback with a steel body. If you live anywhere with a real winter, this is the difference between getting to work on a single charge and not. And BYD includes it as standard equipment, not an option, not a higher trim feature. Standard. Most legacy automakers still treat heat pumps as a premium upcharge. BYD figured out years ago that solving cold weather range was a structural moat and built it in by default. Drop a comment below if you've owned a Dolphin through a winter. I want to hear what your actual range loss has been compared to summer figures. Number 3. Sentry Mode is in there, it's just hidden 3 menus deep. The Dolphin uses its 360-degree camera system, originally marketed as a parking aid, to also operate as a security surveillance system. It's called Sentry Mode, and it is not enabled by default. To activate it, you go to the central screen, into Vehicle Settings, then into the Safety or Protection submenu, and toggle Sentry Mode on. Once active, the system monitors the area around the vehicle when parked and locked. If it detects vibration, impact, or an object approaching the car, it begins recording footage from all 4 cameras simultaneously and sends a notification to your phone via the BYD app. This is functionally similar to Tesla's Sentry Mode, but it's been shipping on the Dolphin since launch, and most owners don't even know it exists. The 29-sensor D-Pilot suite that powers the standard Advanced Driver Assistance System is the same hardware doing this monitoring, so it's not adding any cost. It just isn't being marketed. Number 2. NFC digital key your phone is your spare key. Most Dolphin owners carry the physical fob and don't realize they have a backup option built into their phone. Through the BYD app, you can register your iPhone, Android device, or compatible smartwatch as an NFC digital key. To unlock the car, you tap the device against a designated NFC reader area on the door pillar. To start it, you tap it against another reader inside the cabin. You can also authorize family members through the app, granting them temporary or permanent digital access without having to hand over a physical fob. The Dolphin's implementation isn't full walk-up unlock like the higher-end BYD Han that requires a different hardware module, but the NFC tap-to-access function works reliably, and once you've set it up, you can leave your physical key at home permanently. The setup takes about 3 minutes inside the BYD app, and most owners never bother. They should. Number 1. The cell-to-body battery is structurally part of the car, and it lasts longer than the car probably will. This is the engineering secret that defines the entire vehicle, and almost no buyer understands it at purchase. The BYD Dolphin uses what BYD calls cell-to-body, or CTB, integration. The blade battery isn't a pack bolted into a tray underneath the floor. The battery cells form part of the vehicle's structural floor itself. This is why the Dolphin's space utilization is over 50% higher than conventional EVs in its class, why it has 345 liters of boot space and 1,310 liters with seats folded, and why it scored 89% for adult occupant protection in Euro NCAP testing, earning a full 5-star safety rating. The battery cells use lithium iron phosphate chemistry, no cobalt, no nickel, and they're rated for over 5,000 full charge-discharge cycles. To put that in context, if you charged your Dolphin from empty to full every single day, the battery would last over 13 years before degrading meaningfully. The average UK driver would take approximately 75 years of typical use to reach 5,000 cycles. Combined with BYD's 8-in-1 integrated electric powertrain, which packages the motor, controller, transmission, DC-DC converter, onboard charger, BMS, vehicle control unit, and power distribution unit into a single 8-9% efficient module. The Dolphin's drivetrain is the most engineered part of the car, and it's the part the marketing tells you the least about. The reason your Dolphin feels overbuilt for its price is because it actually is. That's the list. 11 secrets, design Easter eggs, software updates, hidden modes, and engineering decisions that the BYD Dolphin doesn't tell you about. The Dolphin sold for under $30,000 in most markets last year, and once you understand what's actually inside it, the value proposition becomes very, very hard to argue with. BMW spent decades building the 3 Series into the benchmark for premium hatchbacks and sedans. BYD just spent 5 years quietly stuffing a B-segment EV with structural integration, OTA upgradable software, V2L Power Output, integrated karaoke, and a heat pump that works at -30, and they sold it for less than half what BMW charges for an entry-level 1 Series. If you found anything new on this list, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. We publish a new BYD-focused video every week, including detailed tutorials on activating each of these features step by step. Drop a comment below telling me which secret surprised you the most, and let me know what other electric cars you'd like us to dig into next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.